Brett Hilbrand, do you want to start us off?
A little awkward maybe to kind of think about in terms of getting an early goal and then a free handball equalizer, but you had control for stretches of this game. What did you kind of think of it in terms of evaluation?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, this team's Colorado's a lot better than where they're at in the table. They won the West last year. They're very good at home. I think they had, like 23 games unbeaten, and here just lost, obviously, a couple weeks ago. But so, you got to take that into account in perspective. That's a lot better team than where they're at. They have talent. They have some weapons. They play in a very open way, which is challenging because you always have transitions. But then if you lose the ball, then they're in a transition, and it's a very kind of open track meet type game, and with the altitude, you could see at the end, both teams are just knackered and dead. But, in terms of the story of the game, first 20 minutes, I thought we were excellent. We played exactly how we wanted to play. We were aggressive with and without the ball. We get the goal because of the positive play. We're knocking on the door to get the next goal. And then I felt like we hit a bit of a wall for some reason. And, kind of the last, 20 minutes of the first half, we took our foot off the pedal. I felt like we could have continued to play out of the back a bit more. We went a little too direct all of a sudden. Now we're kicking balls. Their center backs are heading them back at us, and we're in the back half too much, and weren't able to get up the field like we were in the first 20 minutes. And I think for me, it's everything to do with the ball and being able to build attacks, move up the field, control the game. And I thought we did that the first 20. I didn't think we did that, that last 20, 25, which is, it's a handball, it's a penalty, but we weren't playing well. So we're 1-1 at the break. I thought we were much better in the second half. You could see we were on the ball. We were controlling the game quite a bit. Things fizzled out a little bit in the final third. But at the end, it looked like there was only going to be one winner. And, I think we're all disappointed we didn't find, the winner. But, we'll look at the game. We'll go back to training. We got 5 days to train this week, which will be good. We need to continue to drive the quality and the pressing and the control with the ball like we played those first 20 minutes and for periods in the second half and for the majority of the game against New York. That's going to be the formula for us. When we execute that way, you see what happens. So for sure in training this week, I need to help these guys sustain that play. And how do you do that? You do that through the habits of training.
We'll go to Jacob Myers, followed by Thomas Costello.
Caleb, when you're talking a little bit about things fizzling out in the final third, I know we talk about this a lot. It's very small things that have to go right to score in the final third. Was it just those little connections, or was there something a little bit more that you wish you were seeing that maybe you saw last week against New York?
Yeah. I think obviously when Derek and Luis had to come out of the game, I think there was a bit of a drop off there. We kind of felt like there were transitions and we still wanted pace. Eric had been doing very well in training. So we felt like he could maybe bring that dimension, similar to what Luis Diaz brings. So I think that's a factor for sure. I do think, again, just the guys look tired, the altitude, it's not easy. I thought we were going to find it. There were a couple moments we're in the box and it just didn't come off. Pedro had a great chance though. That chance at the end, that's the action I wanted to see a bit more. So again, I have to do a better job in training and just making sure we drive some clear patterns of play and that quality in the final third. But I do think there were some factors, like I said, with subs, the altitude, and they also at the end just were hanging on. You could see they were sitting in, and it's never easy. So we'll use training again to keep driving those little details so that we can do a better job of scoring goals.
You mentioned Pedro a bit. I feel like when we've talked about him, it's him going in for hard challenges. And tonight he was able to deliver a great cross to Cucho. Just what do you feel is kind of his, I guess, intangibles a bit that have made him such a great fit for you at left back this year, and obviously came up big tonight?
Yeah, I thought he had an excellent game. Obviously the assist on the goal, great to have Cucho scores another goal. It's amazing what this kid's doing. I thought we were gonna find the second one to be up 2-0. Goalkeeper made a couple nice saves, and we had a couple shots blocked. But Pedro, yeah, he's just he's available. First of all, for a guy of his age to continue to be available, that's massive, and for him to be able to play 90+ minutes every single week, and it looks like he's 24 years old. Not, what is he, 33, 32? I don't know, 34. I don't know what he is. He's drinking from the fountain of youth, whatever he is. And he's got a great engine. He's got an excellent attitude. He's box to box all game long. He's become a very good defender as well. He was going against, Barrios, who's an excellent winger, very dangerous. And he got him a couple times, but Pedro, I thought over the course of the game had the better of it, and then getting forward. He always has the ability to serve balls, and he had a nice game.
We'll go to Thomas, and if anyone has a question after that, if you please use the raise hand function, that'd be much appreciated.
Thanks for the time, Coach. I appreciate it. You mentioned Colorado. They are having, at least in the standings, a down year this year. They are a tough team, though, and tonight they were really physical. I think 14 fouls, 4 yellow cards, could have been even more looking at the match. What is this? How does this help Columbus with now being in that final stretch, playing a team like this, where they're going to try to disrupt you? They're going to try to slow you down. Is this something that you can, a point is great, but can you take even more positive of, okay, we have film on playing these tough teams. What can we do to kind of circumvent it?
Yeah, I agree 100%. You could see their plan was to not let us get going, and to be physical. And you could see the first, 5 minutes of the game. I think they had 2 hard fouls on Cucho, 1 on Lucas. So that's going to be the plan, be physical. Anytime we play into those 2 guys, chop it, kill it, professional fouling and physicality. And, so we have to play through it quicker, support earlier. So when the ball goes into Cucho, he can, pop it off, or, play around the corner quickly. And then now we exploit that space that they're jumping into. But I also think, if they're going to foul us, we need to make sure we punish them on set pieces. And I think we dealt with it really well in the first 20 minutes. I just think, again, we kind of hit a wall. I don't know if that's physical or mental, but I think they had a pretty good push as well. They've really shown in the last 3 games, when you see the results, that they've been good coming from behind. So I think it was kind of comfortable for them to be down a goal, actually, because they were down 2 goals versus New York Red Bull. They were down a goal versus Minnesota. So it was almost like that was their most comfortable period, is when they were down, and they've been able to respond and, kind of throw caution to the wind. And, they're a bit of a wounded animal like that, where they just keep fighting. And I think you saw in that last part of the half, the pressure was off, and they just, again, looked like they did against those other 2 teams where they got results. And, I think it says a lot too. They scored 9 goals in the last 2 games, and, we shut their attack down pretty well tonight. So that's a positive.
And another positive too, 21 points in the last 12 matches, now only 1 loss in that stretch. In the Eastern Conference, though, it is really tight all the way down. I think maybe just 1 team is further out than just a few points to Columbus. Is there like a point total in your head, like, okay, we need to hit this. This is our goal, to hit this so we can get into the playoffs and maybe even get a home match in the playoffs? Is there any kind of internal goal or a point total to reach?
Yeah, I think right now we're focused on, the next game, and we're taking it one game at a time, and, we're not thinking too far ahead. And we're focused on still improving, actually. With 10 games to go, we feel like we still can be better. The talk in the locker room is we need next week to still improve. So I love that we've lost one game in, I think, 12, and we've taken results on the road in all but 2 games. And I think we're 6 games unbeaten on the road in a row, 3 wins and 3 draws. So, and I like that we're not satisfied with that. We want to keep getting better, keep improving, and no one's celebrating this draw on the road against, a pretty dangerous team that just beat 2 very good teams. So, as far as point total, I mean, we know right around, historically speaking, where you need to be, but the guys aren't thinking about that right now. We're just thinking about getting results in every game. And we know the next 4, we have 3 of those at home. And that'll set up the final 6 games, the stretch run. So I really feel like these next 4 games, 3 at home, and then we have that, derby match against Cincinnati on the road, are going to really shape that stretch run. And I think we have a chance to really start to close the gap. I believe we're 3 points away from Red Bull, at this point. So we're within touching distance of the top 4, and that's where we want to be. We're not thinking about squeaking in. We want to be in that top 4. That's what we're pushing for.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay,
Thank you.
so that'll conclude our media availability with Caleb Porter. We'll see you all next week.
Travel safe.